Today I'll be shooting my Marlin 1894 carbine. It's chambered in 357 and it is a micro groove. I bought this over 40 years ago. At the time, because it has a buckhorn sight on it and I could not hit anything with the buckhorn sight, I really don't care for them. Basically a buckhorn sight curves up like this and then there's the notch down here. And I just do not like that sight at all. So at the time I put a peep sight on it. But today I will be shooting it with the buckhorn sight, and I did surprisingly well. I surprised myself a bit with it. I had some fun with it, so that's really cool. Okay, I'll be shooting a 197 grain cast bullet. It's coming out of a Lee 200 grain mold. It's powder coated. It's leaving the barrel at about 1,650 feet a second, which gives it around 1,200 foot-pounds of energy, close to it, just under. To give you an idea, out of my 6-inch GP100, it's only going about 1325. So in the carbine, I'm gaining about 325 feet a second over a 6-inch wheel gun. So that's fairly good increase in velocity, and the muzzle energy at 1,200 pounds is getting up there pretty good. Okay, this rifle has what they call micro grooves, and they say, and what I mean by they, I've actually read it in magazines. I've stood there and had people tell me to my face that you can't shoot lead in a micro groove, and I don't know what they mean by you can't shoot it, because I mean it slides down the bore and it basically it pretty much hits what I want it to hit. So I'm not sure how it came about that micro grooves can't shoot lead, but I haven't had any issues shooting lead with this. Since I've owned this gun, I have almost exclusively done nothing but shoot lead cast bullets through this. Bullets that I casted, every ones that are everything from sized and greased to powder coated bullets. I mostly shot back in the day 158 grain bullets gas checked. Now I'm just shooting exclusively powder coated bullets through it, and I don't have any issues at all with accuracy. I don't have any problems hitting targets when I'm aiming at them. So lead in the micro groove, according to me, it works just fine. I don't care what anybody says, but I've only done it with just this one gun. So I don't know what would happen in somebody else's gun that has a micro groove, but for me, it's a cheap way to shoot. Okay, my longest shooting target out here today is about 340 yards. It could be out at 360. I didn't measure it, but I know it's at least 340 yards. To get on target, I've got the rear sight raised up all the way, and then the front sight, I've got the bead and half of the post raised above the notch down there at the bottom, and then I got the top of the bead halfway up the target, and then I'm kind of, fishing around a little bit, so some are a little low, some are a little high. But I was giving it a lot of front sight to get on that target at 340 yards. At 300 yards, I was pretty much giving it all of the bead to get on the target. So I had the top of the bead about halfway up the target, and the bead was above the notch on the rear sight. So technically, with this raised up, it probably is only good for about 250 to 275 yards. Enjoy the shooting portion of the video. About 340 yards. Bonk. A little left. Bong, rock solid. Bong. Bong. 2 in a row. 340. 300. Oh, I hit it. Did it skip in or did I hit it? Ooh, that one felt good. Boom, 300. Looked like a rock solid hit. down 2 notches. Let's go after 200. I don't know if that cracked one or not. Bunk, 200. She's a shooter for sure. Bunk, 2 in a row at 200. This thing is really a shooter. And they say you can't shoot lead in micro grooves. 35. 100. He's a shooter, all right. 35. 15. 20. 25. 30. 35. 35. 100. Knocked it over again. 50 yards. So much for 50. 340. Let's see if I can't get lucky with the last 2 shots. Bung! She's a shooter. Okay, when I got done with the talking portion of the video, I put the peep sight back on. I noticed it's got a lot of adjustment on it. And so I decided, I wonder if it can get to 500 yards. So I motored over to 500 yards with my e-bike, set up, and had a go at it. Took me 4 shots to hit it, as you'll see, but then Murphy's Law took over. A Navy helicopter showed up and kept circling, and so I'd have to turn the cameras off, turn the camera on, turn the camera off, and then, as I was shooting along, the screw on the barrel and the magazine band right here fell out. Fortunately, it fell on the ground. I was able to pick it up. But what's interesting is, before I started the video, I went through all the screws and made sure all the screws were tight, and I never checked this one. Nobody to blame but myself. Because of the helicopter circling, I was out there way too long. My phone was sitting on the bench, and after a little bit, it overheated and it shut off, and so I lost the target camera. So I know I got one really loud ding that the camera should have picked up, but we'll see what happens. Ah! Ooh, the... Dong! Boy, that dong was loud. Ding! .500 yards with my Marlin 357 carbine micro groove. Lead cast bullets, 197 grain, leaving about 1650.